There are many countries, if we can say, like after Germany, people of Austria, the Kingdom of Two Sicily, Lombardy, Poland, England, Ireland, Hungary, and Russia. From the heaven above, the Christ, saints, angels gaze upon the scene. Gaze means to look concentrately. They have been used by artists symbolize fraternity among the nation of the world. This chapter will deal with the many issues of the visualized by the Shuro. During the 19th century, nationalism emerged as a force which brought about the sweeping changes in a political in all over the world. We know that in India also, if we look about, we were having small regions. The Europea in Europe, there was like small villages, small region. They were not nations, but they come together and become a nation. The end of the result of these changes was emergence as a nation state. This concept is called nation state. When you have a common history, when you have the belonging, when the state unites and what, or either the state become a nation, is called the nation state. This is very important. It can be asked in 1 mark also, and it has been asked usually by all the school and the board level also. The multinational dynastic empire of the Europe, the concept of practice of modern state in which the centralized power exercised sovereign control over clearly defined territory. But the nation state was one in which the majority of its citizens, and not only its ruler, came to develop the sense of common identity, sharing history and descent. Means you have a common identity and you have a common history. This kind of concept was called nation state. It is forged through struggle. They got this identity by the struggle, through the actions of leaders and a common people. This chapter will look the diverse process through which nation state nationalism came into in 19th century Europe. As I think you have studied in class 9, the French Revolution, the how the people attacked Bastille, and they came with some new ideas of constitution, democracies, and all. So we will have some glimpse of that class 9 in class 10. The first class expression of the nationalism came with the French Revolution in 1789. As we all know, in class 9 we had studied already. France, as you know, would remember, was full-fledged territorial state. Already France was an identical state. In 1789, under the rule of absolute monarch, means there was absolute monarchy system. The political and constitutional changes that came in a wake of French Revolution led to the transfer of sovereignty from the monarchy to a body of French citizens. The revolution proclaimed that it was the people who would henceforth constitute the nation and shape its destiny. From the French Revolution, other European nations and the regions had observed and learned that the nation depends upon not upon the leaders. The nation is identified upon the people living in the nation. So nation, we call it if a geographical region, but the identity is by the people. How the people of that nation is important, and that is the identity of any nation. From the very beginning, French Revolution introduced various measures to practice that could create a sense of collective identity among the French people. Now, collective identity means when we approach anything, we have to approach collectively, not individually, because that individual effort will work for less time and it will be very weak, but collective effort will work for a longer time and it will be strong. The new French flag, the tricolor, was chosen to replace the former royal standard. There was a new flag was designed after the royal standard has been removed. So that flag is the identity. So the nation has its identity. So India is identified by the saffron, white and green and Ashok Chakra in between. As a flag of India means the identity of Indians, how the India is. A new French flag tricolor was chosen to replace from former royal standard. The Estates General was elected body of active citizen and renamed it National Assembly. Now, National Assembly is very important terminology. Now, National Assembly means the people who are responsible for the good things for the nation.